Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking time out to either be on this meeting live or to take time to watch it, the recording of this. This meeting is being recorded. This is community workshop number 2 in the process for the creation of the city's parks and facilities master plan. We did have workshop number 1 probably about 4 weeks ago, and this is number 2. I do have Zachary Muting from RJM. It's the city's consultant who is preparing our master plan for the city. I will turn it over to him shortly. But again, I want to thank you for joining us. It is important that you involve yourselves in the creation of this master plan. It is only through you and your questions and comments and desires and needs that this master plan can really fulfill its expectations. The master plan ultimately will be a roadmap for the city of priorities and needs when it comes to our parks, our community centers, our recreational programming. And as the city is able to identify funds, we can refer to the master plan and its priority list of projects and needs to begin implementing those as time moves on. So again, thank you for being with us today, or thank you for watching this at some point after tonight. I will turn it over to Zach. He will begin sharing his screen, and we have a small presentation for everybody. And let's get started.
Thank you very much, Renee. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here on our presentation for tonight. Tonight's special because we have a Spanish interpreter who is also in the Spanish interpretation room. So you'll see 2 slides. You'll see one in English and one in Spanish as we go through this. So that way everybody can follow along, whether you prefer the Spanish or English languages as we move through. Renee, as you mentioned, this is workshop number 2 for the Parks and Facilities Master Plan. And we'll be going through a brief presentation tonight of what we covered, what we have been doing, and where we're going with some of the analysis. As we had mentioned, the process is broken up into 5 unique sections: inventory of existing conditions, extensive community engagement, where we are here tonight, and then the needs analysis, recommendations, funding, and implementation. This process is really important, and the most actually important part of it is this, the outreach as we're doing it. So the videos tonight, if we have tonight's opportunity for the community to actually take part and ask us live questions. If you're seeing this as a recording, your opportunity hasn't disappeared. There's a project website, and I'll give you that link a little bit later on tonight towards the end of the presentation, where you can actually hit a feedback button and send direct information to the planning team. And we'll make sure we review and post comments back to the project website or answer in future videos as necessary. Renee, I do have additional comments, so I want to talk about those towards the end of tonight's presentation. Where we are in this process, as you had mentioned earlier, Renee, we're about halfway through, a little more than halfway through a 12-month timeline. This is the key component where we go out to the community and we reach out and want to hear the community's voice. We've got a substantial amount of information in to date, but we want more. We want to hear more comments from the community. We want to start to identify what are some of the most important parks, programs, and facilities residents are going to be looking for. Here we are at workshop number 2. During this outreach process, we've already conducted all of our site assessments that precede our workshop outreach process. And towards the end of the timeline here on the right, what we're going to do is we're going to take everything, synthesize it down into some analysis, some reports, and then we're going to come back again and present our final results to the commissions and councils as we continue or conclude through the process itself. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we begin with an inventory of parks and facilities. We want to get the lay of the land and see what exists. So when we start to have this dialogue with the community, I can understand where they're talking about. And when we get these feedback comments, which I really appreciate from the community, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen these facilities. I've gone into the playgrounds. We've looked at the buildings. The city has 28 parks, 5 community centers, 8 activity recreation centers, 2 public swimming pools, and 2 skate parks. Now, we look at all that information as we go through the various sites across the city. We also look at the distribution of those facilities. When we look at the distribution, we see where parks are within the city of Pomona. We key this to the responses. This is a unique element, is when somebody says, hey, I'd really like X, Y, Z, or something else within the community, we can key that directly to where the responses are coming from. So that way, at the end of our process, we can identify where we heard the responses and where are those parks that they're talking about. Or maybe they give us specific references to specific parks, and we can dial that information in so we can provide surgical recommendations at the end of this report based on live community information and feedback. Now, we talked about the inventory of facilities. Another element we do is we look at the inventory of programs. What programs are being offered to the community? There's several different elements that are currently being offered: aquatics, youth programs, teen programs, classes, community events, health and well-being, organized sports, outdoor recreation programming, senior programming, as well as special needs programs. These are offered throughout the year, and you can see some of the current ones that we have on our slide here too. We also talk with the community and what programs they see they want, what programs they're attending. So that way we can get a feel for where the community wants these programs in relationship to the facilities as well. When we dive into some of our background research, we also look at where the community is, whom the community is. When we see the demographics and total population, we're in 2021 at just about 154,000 residents. That's a substantial amount. And we also look at the age ranges, the breakup of the community, and we see the largest 36% of that population being from the ages of 35 to 64. And a unique element when we start to go through this information here is really the comparison to the county average. We have a county average here on this dotted line on the bottom right-hand corner, where we have more youth within the city of Pomona compared to the county, but we have less seniors in the city of Pomona compared to the county. So this is good information. We can start to identify programming based on these age relationships, based on the distribution of the community, as well as the population sizes. Now, as I mentioned before earlier, we want everybody to have a chance to provide feedback. So if we don't get any comments tonight, if everybody sees the website and they say, wow, we understand what's going on, we really like it, and we're moving through the process with them digitally online, but they've missed tonight's recording, or they're seeing this as a recording, they've missed the live broadcast, there's still opportunity to provide feedback. On the project website, there's a QR code here on the left. You can hit that feedback button and share direct information with the planning team. In fact, Renee, I want to take a minute here and pause and just share back with what we've heard in addition to the previous meeting that we had.
Yeah.
A couple new comments.
Go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
A couple new comments that we got in were comments such as the Edison Middle School field. We had some people start to identify areas outside of the city-owned parks that could be possible joint use agreements or MOUs, memorandums of understanding. And this is a great concept, because when we look at our entire community, there are city parks, there are other private facilities, there are school facilities, there's a number of different recreation opportunities that exist throughout the community. So one of the things we look at when we go through these park and recreation master plans, it's not just the city-owned facilities, but it's everything out as well too, within the community, within the city boundary or sphere of influence. So this is a great comment that somebody gave in. They asked us to look at different school elements, different school facilities as possible support communities with the city. They talked about Lincoln Park having some improvements or upgrades to that park as well. We also heard a couple more comments on Ganesha Park, as well as what they'd like to see there, some improvements to stairs for exercising. We've heard a lot of comments on Ganesha Park, and we continue to collect these. So even if you hear something that you agree with, please share it as well too. We want to make sure we hear it from as much as the community as possible, even if it's the same thing. So a lot of these comments start to fall in line with similar comments that we've heard throughout the process. But what that creates is a common thread, a thread among the entire community voice. So that way, as we synthesize these, we can see where some of the largest needs are. We also heard, Renee, comments regarding to Phyllis Ranch Park. In addition to some of those items there, they had mentioned restroom improvements And we look at those. We have heard restroom comments throughout this process, and we'll make sure that we identify some of these restroom items as we move forward. I really appreciate when people say, hey, at this park, we're looking for restroom improvements at Phyllis Ranch. That's very helpful for us, because then we can dial in some of those surgical recommendations again too, but we also tie it back to how many times did we hear it? And that moves it up on the priority list. So that way we make sure we're providing direct feedback to the community through this dialogue. So as you go through this, please hit that feedback button. Even if you're seeing this as a recording, you still have time to weigh in. Now, our survey that we have live for workshop number 2 deals with a couple of different questions this time. We collected unique information before. We've also had a multimodal phone survey. We've prepared a lot of that information, a lot of the summary data, and we're presenting that back through the project website. So as we move through these workshops, the community can have a chance to go back onto the project website, see what information has been collected, what other people have said, and share back additional feedback with us. The workshop that we've posted online for the next 2-week period has to deal with what is the most visited park that you and your family members go to and why. We also want to know what feature or recreation facility you would like to see added or improved within the city of Pomona. We also want to know what program, class, or activity you would like to see added within the city of Pomona. So that way we can continue to collect information. And as we get this data back in from the community, we'll look at it, we'll synthesize it, and that will help us adjust some of our questioning on the next workshops coming up. So we'll have workshop number 3 as well as 4 in the future. So even if you've missed this opportunity, there will be further opportunities. However, I really encourage everybody to scan the QR code, click on the links below, and make sure that you share it with your friends and families throughout the city of Pomona. So that way everybody has their voice within this process. We really encourage more community participation throughout the entire project. And here's the survey link. You can type that into the search bar, or you can click on the link below. We're going to post that on the project website as well as in social media. The workshop 2 results will be posted on the project website as well as we move through the process. And then I'd like everybody to remember to attend workshop number 3 coming up. Those dates will also be posted on the project website as we move through this. Renee, we've continued to get involvement from the community through online resources, and I encourage everybody to continue to share some of these links, share the videos, and post feedback on the project website. So that way we can continue to meet the needs and desires within the residents of Pomona. Renee, did you have any questions or any comments that you wanted to add before we close out tonight's session?
Yeah, a couple of things. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate the presentation. A few things I wanted to say was, I encourage everybody to follow the city and its activities and its upcoming meetings. And there are various ways in which you can follow the city and learn when upcoming meetings are. You can do that by obviously jumping on the city's website, or you can follow any one of the various social media platforms that the city has, Instagram, Twitter, the like. And we continuously and consistently post information on upcoming meetings. We post Zoom links, and we really, again, continue to encourage you all to participate in these meetings. And if not, we understand that you might not be able to, and that's why we provide the many options that we have by going to the links that Zach just mentioned and taking the survey. This latest survey is going to be up and available for the next 2 weeks. And those are some important questions that we think that we want the answers to, that will help us, again, complete this master plan. I think, going back a little bit earlier to some of the comments we received, I think since the inception of the website back in September, late September, we received about 119 comments now. And Zach mentioned the most recent ones just right now about maybe using the school facilities and school fields. The comments about Ganesha Park and about the steps, I loved hearing that. We might have been able to identify some money to get those steps that were mentioned in that comment repaired sooner rather than later. So if that person who made that comment is on, maybe not, but or if that person will see this at a later date, they might be happy to know that I think we've identified some money to get those steps repaired or replaced altogether. And then regarding Phillips Ranch Park, yes, we know that the rubberized surfacing at the parks, at the playgrounds, and at the exercise equipment is in dire need of replacement. And we're working towards identifying funds for that as well. As Zach said, concerns with our restrooms citywide. We do hear that quite often. And I will say this, the city council did just approve a new capital improvement project where we will be beginning the process of replacing and or renovating park restrooms. But we will still include that need and that desire in the master plan. So all great comments. And again, I encourage everybody to take advantage of the many ways in which we provide you the opportunity to submit your comments and questions. Zach, that's it for me.
Well, Renee, I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule and everybody else on our panel here taking time out of their schedule to offer this opportunity to the community. Now, sometimes we're not going to get any questions. A lot of times when we see a lot of website views, we have a lot of web traffic. Just looking this morning, we have almost 1,000 views, 890, almost 900 views on the English website. We also have a Spanish version of the website, which is just up to 400 views. We have a lot of traffic coming through these things. So a lot of the community, they are participating, but they're catching some of the pre-programmed or recorded videos, if you will. And this is important because it keeps the dialogue going. So even if people aren't joining us tonight, that's okay. I'm sure we'll be getting more comments in, but I encourage everybody to take the survey. We want to make sure we hear everybody's voice. So please share, click, and forward on the emails and this video to your friends and family throughout the city of Pomona. We want to hear from them. I really appreciate everybody's time tonight. Thank you very much.
All right, Zach, thank you very much for your work, and to all the staff and fellow colleagues that have attended. We appreciate your time. And again, finally, to the residents, so whether you're on this call right now or you'll be seeing this here in the near future, please thank you for taking the time to hit the link or to photo the QR code. Please take the time to input your comments and questions and concerns, and we want to get those included in the master plan. So with that, thank you all very much. It is now 6:26. And we hope that all of you have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.